Good morning, everyone. I just want to let you know that we have streamlined a lot of things. The lawyers and I have been talking in and amongst ourselves to get this going for you. However, unfortunately, due to circumstances completely within my control, uh, I canceled today because sun's out, guns out, Bev needs a little time. Now, unfortunately, due to contractual obligations, I do have to do a half day, but I was told I could do community service by giving you weirdos the news. That being said, currently there is a party rule. And thank you, Phoenix Fire, for being a member for 12 months. That being said, there is an old Cape saying, no booze before the morning news, unless, of course, it's Bailey's, then make mine a double. So no clause before the news. That being said, since that, what's his name? Broken Baker seems to be really keen on dating videos. Um, I have decided, well, so this person called Mo sent over this. Now, warning, as it is Friday, and I'm going to let people be a little bit wild. This does have cursey words in it, and um, YouTube, according to the terms of service, if this is funny, you cannot ding Mo in the deep end uh, in the state of Massachusetts. So she did say to play this. So let's go. It is apparently an anti dating profile um, from what looks like an Appalachian American. Let's get into this. I don't know. The faster I get this done, the faster we can get, laws out, claws out.
My name's Dylan Wayne Wilson, and I'm the human equivalent of a fucking white trash swimming pool. By that, I mean I'm above ground, I'm shallow as fuck. Your stepdad's gonna have a hell of a time tearing me down, and I'm gonna leave a big yellow ring of dead grass in your backyard when I'm gone.
Okay,
I grew
I'll
up
allow
hunting and
it.
fishing,
That's
however, I think
funny.
it's fucking dumb to fucking post pictures of it like you're having a great time. That's weird to me. You know what's badass and manly to me? Hunting human predators. It's like, oh, nice 12 point.
This is not legal advice. As a somewhat professional judge, I need to tell you that everything that this man is espousing is a felony. And if you don't believe me, look at that shirt, look at that hairdo, and imagine the mugshot. He has about 5. So don't listen to this man. But I'll allow it. Let's continue. Wait. This is on silent. I am not at work. Yes. Mr. Brennan, I will get back to your motions of your terrible case when I am back in the office. No, sweetheart, you're doing a wonderful job, but mom needs a break, okay? I took this vacation because you're just a little needy. You're a grown man, okay? I need some space, okay, sweetheart? No, you're still my favorite. Bye, Hank. Oh, God, what a bastard. Anywho, having to deal with these children all the time. Let's continue.
Jason. I just spent the last 12 fucking months compiling a dossier of this guy tied to the hood of my fucking truck, compiling empirical evidence that he's been trafficking Cambodian children to wealthy elite pedophile rings. That's badass. And I killed him with a baseball bat. I didn't hide in the fucking bushes with a mossberg like I'm trying to fucking hunt a big goddamn bird. And I'm not knocking.
I don't know, but ladies, if you're single, he sounds like a hell of a gentleman, if you ask me. Are you trying to get fresh with me, MG Law? As always, we are non-biased. And no, Mr. Alessi, we have no more sidebars. I'm at the Cape, and my favorite bar is the Sandy Clam. No, draw no conclusions.
You know what I mean? It kind of desensitized me to the blood and gore of what might happen if I
Oh
ever have to
no,
actually
this is not
disembowel.
good. No, 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 we just won't. I refuse. We're going to the news. What? No, it's okay if someone else said, no, I don't think that's the law. No, I didn't even know you had a producer. I thought this was a rinky-dink show that no one would see me on. But anyway, yeah, court. Everyone's going to court except Bev. I'll be at the Salty Clam. Make no conclusions. All right. Apparently, we do have some news about weird stuff, and apparently it's Friday, so all you people want this. A lost hiker missing for 3 weeks in California mountains survived thanks to a cabin left unlocked for this exact reason. This is why I don't go hiking. Look, you can't get lost at the Cape. You go bar, beach, bar, bed. It's not that hard. I never get lost at the Cape. Okay, I'm probably going to lose my New England pass, but clams are gross. They are snot that God sent from the sea, and I don't know why anyone would like them. I don't care about the, aphrodisiacal soul stuff. No, I don't understand it. It's sea snot. Changed my mind. A lost hiker missing for 3 weeks in California mountains miraculously survived when she stumbled upon a locked cabin that had been left open by its owner for this exact reason. Well, I mean, there are many stories that, start with a beautiful young lady getting stuck in a cabin all by herself. Goldilocks. Well, Goldilocks, Little Red Riding Hood. Dorothy, although she wasn't really stuck in her house because it went in a, tornado, but they all have really smexy versions on the hub. I mean, allegedly. Look, a judge has to do something to stay, peppy. A Georgia woman named Tiffany Slayton found shelter at a closed resort in eastern Sierra Nevada range after she was initially reported missing on April 29th. Now, there was a massive search with a bunch of helicopters, and oh my God, I can't imagine the bill. Could you imagine the bill of all of this? Just all of this, you have to buy a helicopter. I'm sure that's not cheap. She is going to be real upset when she has that. Now, he found her when, so the owner keeps his house open because he's a nice guy and all of that stuff. Or he just wants people not to break down his door if they're going to steal from him. Maybe it's the same sort of logic of the people that don't lock their cars. I don't know. I have people to do that for me. Now, he saw the front door slightly opened and a pair of shoes. Now, I would not recommend doing this in states that allow you to exercise your Second Amendment. Lucky for me, I live in Massachusetts where you have to have a license, insurance, and I think give your firstborn to, use your rights. So do this in, areas like that. Well, he found her and, she gave him a big hug. So it's all's well that ends well. Because, until she gets the bill. Oh, good Lord, they're talking about blizzards. It was a blizzard, and she pushed through the blizzard, and the first thing she saw was my cabin. Now, in Massachusetts, we will charge you with a felony, and we will find something else to charge you with if you don't, well, if you are sober during a blizzard and trying to do anything. Now, that being said, this is why I don't hike. Now I get my great gams from dancing, not hiking. Now she is in good condition despite dehydration, and again, the eventual bill she's going to get for her airlift out of there. Now, her parents had reported her missing late last month, and witnesses told the sheriff's office that she was last seen on April 24th. About 2 days before she was found, the sheriff's office said they were going to scale back the, search. So she called her dad because apparently they don't have phones up there. I don't know. And she went down the mountain. Everything looks good. Everyone is happy. Um, Unlike in my courtroom when no one's happy except me when I can drink, and Pops Brennan when I let him have motions. Now, I don't know what happened here, but something wrong happened here. A World War I hand, grenade. And thank you, T Rex Trucking and more. Uh, Bev from the shore, how's the I do. A lady never hangs over and tells. And besides, I know an ancient remedy. It's called hair of the dog. And anyways, as you know, I am a strict recovering Catholic, and there's there's some rules. A classy lady, no booze before the news. So I'm reading the news and then I get the booze because that's just how it goes. I have to be able to read. The automated machinery at a potato chip factory in Hong Kong was unable to process one particular potato. Now, the overseers quickly realized why. Somehow, a German made World War I hand grenade had found its way into the company's supply shipments. Well, I mean, potato, explosive. I mean, the century-old device had a mud-covered exterior with its innards still very much capable of causing a blast. Built for Germany's combat. I guess if they're right about what they say with German made, that's why I have a Bosch. Best dishwashers ever. Anyway, the grenade was reportedly harvested alongside potatoes in France, then shipped to Hong Kong for a Four Seas company with the rest of the vegetables. Now, Hong Kong police quickly deemed the device in an unstable condition and resorted to a high-pressure water firing technique to safely explode. Wait, a water gun? They used a water gun? What in the HE double hockey sticks is this? In the sewer? Well, I guess that would have been upsetting in the factory. Why would you do that in the sewer? I'm gonna break character for just a minute. You didn't have, like, a field somewhere out in the middle of not wherever anyone is, and, oh my god, Bev, how can you do this? Can we talk about this? Bev, my Bev, what are we doing here? Do you understand that I mean, it looks like you just went to the salon. How is it that you didn't get them to cut your bangs? I mean, you realize you wouldn't have a crick in your neck if you just cut your bangs just a little bit. I mean, you can still look like you're in the 80s with the claw hammer bang. You don't have to sacrifice your due, my dear. You just need to cut your bangs. Then you don't have to do this like an absolute muppet. And now he texts me. No, no, Brennan, you are doing perfect. No, everyone likes you. No one calls you Ichabod Crane with a stick up your ass. Except for me. I mean, damn it. D Look, we had to have a full day off so you can go find some other evidence. Now, please stop calling me and go do like what they do on that house show and find evidence, okay? But don't call me. Go find Scooby and the gang and get this done, okay? I am out and mommy is having fun, okay? Bye. What a schlemiel. Anywho, he's so needy. I mean, you'd think if he'd have an IMDb, cover page, he wouldn't need constant validation. Look, just between you, me, girls, and the internet, look, I've been taking notes this time, and why are we here? I mean, I get paid either way, but why are we here? That being said, let's go on with the news. So it was a 2.2 pound war device with nearly 5 times as heavy as a potato, but it was close enough in size to the spud. So they shot a water cannon at it. Oh God. Not, I mean, oh God. I just had a thought. Um, does anyone know where Dr. Wolf is? I think I need him to explain this to me. Can anyone find Dr. Wolf? I need him to explain the physicsology of well, how this water cannon works in chambers, of course. Allegedly. Someone find me Dr. Wolf now. I need my own cannon daddy session. What do you mean he's married? Damn, Trooper Proctor really doesn't investigate anything good. I had him look him up because ow. I guess that's what you get from a former trooper. His PI business is going to be, well, he's no Scooby or Shaggy or even Velma at this point. Let's continue. Someone call Elijah Woods. Someone call Elijah Woods. We need a new Free Willy. We need a new Free Willy. Although we're keeping the Michael Jackson song, I swear to God, if they redo this movie and cast it with like Jaden Smith, I will be irritated. An orca has been abandoned. Okay, someone get me someone with the law. This is ridiculous. Get this orca out of here. He was abandoned at a shut-in marine park, and he is just stuck in this filthy, gross pool. Okay, look, I can overlook a lot of things, objections, lack of evidence, lack of a case, lack of integrity. Not the plexiglass shirt, but this is ridiculous, and I will not allow this. I'll allow many things, but not this. France has at least 2 captive orcas that were filmed. What is with the French? I love French dressing. The French, they gave us the fry, but that's about it. Because we stole that back with freedom fries, which marketing, terrible idea. Now, animal activists have circulated footage of these whales and, yeah, French government, do something. I mean, or even, that Star Trek Last Generations or something stupid where they talk to whales. Look, Captain Kirk, okay. Telepathic whales, you lost me. That being said, Shatnered the shit out of that, sir. The orcas need to be removed from dangerous conditions that are posing significant risk to their health and safety, said co-founder of an animal advocacy group, Tiebreakers. So absolutely, let's get these whales out of here. I'm about done with people being absolutely out of turn, and this is out of turn. Also, I didn't know SeaWorld was in France. Now, Maryland or Marineland reportedly shuttered on January 5th in line with France's ban on dolphin and whale shows that was enacted in 2021. Now, they just kind of closed doors and left Wilkie, 23, and her 11-year-old son, Kaiju, trapped in the pens along with 12 dolphins. Now, why? I mean, I don't know how Frenchionese laws work, but around here, Auntie Bev doesn't deal with cruelness to animals. Now, I don't know who I need to talk to in France, but we're going to get this done. Also, again, Elijah Woods hasn't grown that much. I do think that we could make this into a Free Willy sort of thing. Hey, we could even do a crossover with The Lord of the Rings. He walks all the way to France. I don't know how because it's an ocean. He uses one of those ball things, one of those float ball things, walks to France as a hobbit. Let's make it happen. Now, Spanish authorities have rejected proposals to move the animals to a marine park in Tenerife, claiming that the facility, which already homes for orcas, doesn't have enough space. Now, there is a president of the Whale Sanctuary Project that is currently campaigning to have them rehomed to Nova Scotia, Canada. How are you going to airmail them? How do you airmail orcas? I mean, I guess you could, but with the tariffs and the shipping, I don't know. I don't know. That sounds like, I mean, maybe if you don't use express, but then how are you going to keep them like watery? Maybe you could ship them on a boat, but then why wouldn't you just put them in the ocean? Now, the previous rehoming plea was rejected by France's Ministry of Ecology earlier this year. Now, the group has re-upped the bid to move them to the sanctuary in Nova Scotia, which they claim will give them more space to roam. The team reportedly has experts from a whale sanctuary that designed a new enclosure to, house the young orca Kiko, who starred in the 1993 movie Free Willy. If you don't even have a site, you're years away from being a viable sanctuary. That's why the Nova Scotia location might be the only viable source. We have a whole crew and know how to build and run a sanctuary. They've done it before. Now, basically, this article ends that they saying that, excuse me, we're streamlining. Give me a minute to confer. No, I do not want chicken palm from that place. Never again. Do not get that. I'd rather eat at a buffet off a bus route. Okay, no, do not. Sorry, jury. As always, we respect your time. Just between you and me, us girls and the internet, I always have to stop myself from laughing at that line. I don't know how I keep a straight face either. I know, I'm over here. Hi, jury. I have to ask you those 4 questions, but before I do that, I want you to know that before you came in, now I know you came in at 8:30 to be here on time at 9, but before you were brought in at 10:15, we are working so very hard to streamline this experience. I know, and to stop sidebars as much as I biasly humanly possibly can. But I just want you to know that us lawyers and myself, we're working to streamline your whole case. Oh, I can't do this with a straight face. I have grave concerns that I'm not gonna be able to say that with a straight face anymore now that I let y'all in on the joke. That being said, let's continue to the next story. Now, I understand that, this is from California, but it reads like a Florida man story. California crystal bust leads to the rescue of a young spider monkey. I have so many questions, Mr. Yannetti. I don't understand what this article means. Why are you sending me an article about a spider monkey from a meth house? I don't understand it. A Northern California bust of drugs has reportedly led to the rescue of at least 3 exotic animals, including a spider monkey, which is now being treated at the Oakland Zoo. Now, deputies with the Solano County Sheriff's Office initiated a traffic stop uh, May 6th in the unincorporated area of Vallejo. Also, so just between us gal pals on a Cape weekend, I'm a little bit of a zodiacologist. Okay, so you say Viejo, I think of the zodiac. Now, that being said, um, I sometimes just listen to podcasts in my ear about the zodiac when I'm supposed to be judging. You can tell because I'm always quite shocked when, someone asks me for a sidebar. I'm always getting to the good part, and the defense is over here yak, 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 comment, 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 comment. So I have to pay attention to them when I just want to learn about, the zodiac. But there you go. That's my thing. So I don't wanna have sidebars because I'm trying to listen. I'm this close to cracking the case. Now, the stop ended with the arrest of a 50-year-old Vallejo local, Clifford Vicente, and the seizure of about a half a pound of, the crystal. I see many people in my courtroom. It's just a tragedy when, people allow an addiction. Can't wait for claw time. Anyway, it's so weird when people let addictions. I mean, look, it's not that I look down on people, but my BAC never goes below 7, so what are you gonna do? Oh, how biased am I? Look, it's not like I have Hank under, Hanky Boy, but he does call me mommy sometimes. It's weird. It's weird, weird, but, and he's called me twice. Look, between you, me, and, the claw, I don't know how long, I can keep up this farce of a case. I mean, I don't know. I can't pretend that I care about Hank anymore. He's getting way too needy, and, if we wanna talk about what, Auntie Bev needs, again, I think I need to talk to the ACA men just a little bit more. I have grave concerns that Dr. Wolf is married, because he is supposed to be teaching me about that water cannon. But I don't cheat. I'm no side piece. And Karen, I mean, look, Higgins, girl, you could do better. Higgins? I mean, between you, me, and the water cooler, Higgins? That walking human thumb? I mean, I know he has a Holly Davison jacket, but ma'am, like aim higher. Like just a scotch. Like Higgins, like, even if you squint after looking into the sun for 30 minutes and burning out your retinas, I can't make it make sense. It makes less sense than when I tell, my husband how much I spent at Kohl's and how that saved him money. I mean, make it make sense. Karen, I'm gonna call you to the stand just to ask about Higgins, 'cause look, it just doesn't make sense to me. Different strokes for different folks, but desperation means you settle. Ew. So then, having found this 50-year-old man with, a half pound of the crystal, they decide to get a warrant or write a warrant or crown a warrant to go into his house where they found a whole nother pound, over $2,000 in cash, two live rattlesnakes, and a live spider monkey. Well, I mean, can you honestly be a not street legal pharmacist without at least a liger? I mean, you know, Pablo Escobar put a bar very high. He had cocaine hippos. If you have to start small at meth monkeys, is all I can figure. Now, in good news, the monkey, approximately 18 years old, named Violetta, is in decent health, and she went to, a zoo where she's getting all of the absolute best care, I hope. And she's such a cutie patootie. I hope she does great. Y'all don't know this, but Auntie Bev loves her animals. People, not so much, but animals, yes. And the jury and Hank. I mean, the state. I mean, the Commonwealth. Also, between you, me, and the water cooler, you've been part of America we've been part of America since it was founded, us Massachusetts, and why can't we just, finally, allow ourselves to be a state and not a commonwealth? I mean, you'd think that being some of the people that tossed, the tea into the Boston Harbor, we would, break the shackles of British sort of, phraseology when it comes to, states and such, and you would call yourself a state. I don't know, just an observation, but you'd think the people that toss the tea would say they're a state. That being said, having been exposed to a bunch of people from Boston lately and Canton, we're all just too drunk to do it. So there you go. This beautiful baby is in a zoo. She is helpful. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Every time, welcome, Tammy. Or not welcome. Thank you for being a supporter. It's like it's a Monday over here. Sometimes you come across a story that really makes you, well, question your faith in humanity. A student rescued from a mountain twice in 4 days after going back to find his phone. Now, I don't know about you, but I do get the insurance on my phone because I'm a little bit clumsy. I might be banging the gavel and my phone might need to, my screen might crack. So I would not go back up a mountain to find my cell phone. A Chinese student who was airlifted from Japan's Mount Fuji last week had to be saved a second time just 4 days later, local authorities have said. He probably brings great shame to his family. Now, the 27-year-old climber made an emergency call on the 22nd of April after getting altitude sickness on Mount Fujiyama's trail, about 3,000 meters above sea level. in its peak off season when officials urge people to be aware of the harsh conditions. So you're not even supposed to be on here. So it, what a moron. This is why I took the day off. I can only take this much stupid from other people. However, after rescuing him, 4 days later, the police received another call to the mountain after the student, who has not been named due to shame upon his family and ancestors, returned to look for his phone. They said that another climber found him and they were unable to move after he apparently again developed altitude sickness. I thought I thought, students were supposed to be smart. Now, there is no penalty when a climber needs to be rescued, but the Chinese student's case prompted outrage on social medias and called for him to be charged, at least for his second rescue. Now, the police urged all climbers to use caution, noting that the mountain has low temperatures. Oh God, no, no, we're not talking about snow anymore. It has that white stuff that I refuse. The white, well, no, sounds dirty. The precipitation with no name. I just will not say it. Anyway, it's covered with cold stuff that falls from the sky. I will not do it. Well, now this is a nun I can get behind. A medieval nun faked her own death to escape the convent and pursue carnal lust. Sounds like me after, Friday night, 4 o'clock. I can relate. I can relate. Committing to the lifelong pursuit of being a nun and living in a convent is one that requires extreme commitment, especially in the 14th century. For Joan of Leeds, however, a rebellious English nun at St. Clement's Nunnery, oh my gosh, I need a nunnery. Go bar hopping as a nun. A change in pursuits required extreme measures, namely escape. Archivists at the University of York recently uncovered Joan's fascinating backstory while translating and digitizing. We still have mimeograph machines, and we don't have a system that will allow us to talk and listen over the ACs. So digitizing is not on my top list, just like finishing and, writing orders about motions. That's a hard pass, potty foul. So they were digitizing stuff from between 1304 and 1305. They found a tale of intrigue and admirable cunning as Joan faked her own death by creating a dummy in the likeness of her body and placing it among actual corpses before running the hell away. This is just pop because remember, no booze before the morning news unless you like coffee, then make mine a Bailey's. I don't like coffee though, so this is cold caffeine for now because again, I'm a lady. Now, changing one's mind about a life at a nunnery was a faux pas or a big old potty foul at that time because of the gravity of religious commitments being broken. So she is, crazy smart. She is wicked smart because she decided, you know what? I RSVP no to this suddenly. I do not want to do this. So she was wicked smart, but because she knew that, they weren't going to let her out of the contract. It was a little weird. Women didn't have rights back then. So she said, you know what? I would rather die than stay in this nunnery. And then, of course, that's what happened. So, from the surface evidence alone detailing Jones using a dummy, burying it in place, would strongly point to her being dead and escaping the convent strictures, which, was clearly a priority. So, there you go. She ran away. Now, of course, men had an opinion, so the Pope was all bent out of shape and all of that, and accused her of, you know, going out to be a loose woman of the night. They called it unfortunate, so there you go. She decided that she no longer wanted to live as a nun. I think we could make a movie out of this instead of the flying nun, the fleeing nun. And then it just becomes a hub movie. That being said, I don't keep up with the times. I'm a Barbara fan, and that's about it. Although I do like a good Cheers episode. Frasier, just saying. In our final story, because, well, this is just gross, but Mo insisted on putting it up there. The benefits of fought walks. Now, that's why I always call a break, not gonna lie, high fiber. At my age, you need fiber, but fiber makes you toot. So that is why we sometimes suddenly take a break, just between you, me, and the internet. The health benefits of fought walks, including how they can prevent cancer. I mean, sure, okay, Jan. First, you tell me red wine is good, then you tell me red wine is bad, then you tell me vodka is bad, but I don't listen. And then you tell me that, habitual drinking is bad. It's like you're changing the rule books on me, okay? Break bread, then wind. Forget contrast therapy and fire burning rituals. The latest health and wellness trend embraces the simple joy of letting loose on an evening stroll. Coined by Canadian cookbook author Marilyn Smith, who also called fart walk, the so called fart walk could be the low effort longevity secret you're looking for. Well, see here, we're going to start walking, jury, after the lunch break. We are all going to be longevitied. Going for a fart walk after dinner is something that's going to help you age wonderfully. She and her husband typically go on 60-minute fart walks after dinner. Well, that's because you're leaving, a cloud of green behind you. It's like you're DDTing, from the 70s. Okay, sir. Now, while they undoubtedly do this to keep the romance alive. The primary goal of flatulent fitness walking is to aid in digestion and ward off serious diseases. We eat a lot of fiber, so we have gas. Everyone does. You fought, I fought, everyone fought. But you cannot allow thoughts, or if everyone fought, you cannot allow that evidence in for anything other than, the current state of mind Karen had when she was at the bar. This is only for, contemporaneous state of mind. You, the jury, have to decide what weight you give to thought walks. Does everyone understand? Okay, Mr. Yannetti, you may go ahead. It could help reduce, the chances of developing type 2 diabetes. It could help with cancer because it increased intestinal motility. Oh God. You guys, honestly, I called off today because um Alessi's testimony yesterday was watching two autists talk across each other. Now, normally this amuses me. Normally, it's a bit interesting as a judge. I don't have much to do, as always. But it is interesting to watch how people interact on the witness stand. And it was just, It was two artists talking across each other, and normally that's amusing. But yesterday, I had to look at, pieces of a GD stomach, a pancreas. Like, I don't even have a pancreas no more. I don't think, or was that my spleen or gallbladder? I'll get back to you on that one. Facts, not in evidence on that one. But I don't wanna see some pancreas, and unless he's over here trying to get me to show pancreases, and has anyone thought about me? Has anyone thought about Bev? I want you to think about this. Every year, I go to the Cape, and I used to love my red Solo cups, but now every time people see me with even a cocktail, I can't get someone yells out the Toby Keith the song like I know country, okay? I'm not from wherever likes country in this state. I think that's like Dingleton or something. Out in the boonies, we don't talk to them. In fact, we kind of make fun of them that the hillbillies. Anywho, has anyone thought how this case has affected me? I can no longer even carry a solo cup of any color. I expect to GoFundMe immediately to pay for my losses and damages. On that note, I'm gonna send y'all over so we can start day. Oh God, what day is today? They've allowed me to do this from Zoom, so let's see here. Miss Dianetti, can you have Mr. Wolf come show me what day we're on? 17. So I'm gonna be sending you over. Uh But, as always, we are streamlining and enhancing your trial, experience. As always, jurors, I would like to say, go screw yourself. Bev out.